Our first reading from the second book of Kings and our Gospel from St. Luke on this 28th Sunday of Ordinary Time have one common theme, and that is gratitude. In today's first reading, the story of Naaman, the leper, is a typical example of how we should express our profound gratitude to God. Naaman also teaches us how to show appreciation to those who have been good to us. In our Gospel today, Jesus reminds us of the importance of gratitude to God for the favors we have received from Him. In this Gospel reading, what caught the admiration of Jesus about the Samaritan was simply that he turned back, praising God at the top of his voice, and threw himself at the feet of Jesus and thanked Him. Brothers and sisters, many times we spend so much time recounting our woes and disappointments to the extent that we hardly recognize or appreciate the goodness of God in our lives. So this Sunday, the Church reminds us of the importance of showing gratitude to God. And so we may ask, why do we need to be grateful? There are 4 reasons. First, we need to be grateful because gratitude is the fundamental duty of a human person. Gratitude leads us to the truth. It is simply an acknowledgement of that most basic truth, that everything comes from God, for He is the Creator and the source of all things. And the only and proper response for this basic truth is to say thank you to Him. Saint Ambrose once said, "No duty is more urgent than that of returning thanks." Second, we need to be grateful because gratitude makes us more human and holy. It is God's will that we give thanks to Him, not because He needs it or demands it from us. Rather, in thanking God, we ourselves are the direct beneficiaries. The 4th preface on weekdays eloquently expresses this. You have no need of our praise, yet our desire to thank you is itself your gift. Our prayer of thanksgiving adds nothing to your greatness, but makes us grow in your grace. Third, we need to be grateful because gratitude promotes good health. Research has shown that grateful people tend to enjoy better health than ungrateful people. There was a study conducted at the Harvard University. 2 psychologists, Dr. Robert A. Emmons of the University of California, Davis, and Dr. Michael E. McCullough of the University of Miami, have done much of the research on gratitude. In their study titled Counting Blessings versus Burdens, an experimental investigation of gratitude and subjective well-being in daily life, they asked all participants to write a few sentences each week, focusing on particular topics. One group wrote about things they were grateful for that had occurred during the week. A second group wrote about daily irritations or things that had displeased them. And the third wrote about events that had affected them, with no emphasis on them being positive or negative. And you know what happened? After 10 weeks, those who wrote about gratitude were more optimistic and felt better about their lives. Surprisingly, they also exercise more and have fewer visits to physicians than those focused on sources of aggravation. As we begin to thank God, negative feelings of sadness, moodiness, depression disappear. Joy is released. The more we thank God, the more the joy that is released in us. Joyful thanksgiving creates an atmosphere for God's power to invade our lives. In the words of Roy T. Bennett, grateful people are happy people. The more things you are grateful for, the happier you will be. And fourth, we need to be grateful because gratitude makes us receive more blessings. Great blessings are promised to those who are grateful. If we thank God for what He has done for us, we are actually preparing ourselves for more from Him. Gratitude to God makes you a candidate for more blessings from Him. Our experience will tell us that nobody wants to bless an ungrateful fellow. We heard in our gospel today that out of the 10 lepers who were healed, only one came back to thank Jesus, a Samaritan. Listen to the words of Jesus to the Samaritan. Stand up and go. Your faith has saved you. He was not only healed, but he was also saved. The rest were healed, but not saved. My dear brothers and sisters in Christ, instead of grumbling or complaining about the little we think we have, let us cultivate a positive attitude of giving thanks. God can multiply what we have and ensure that it is not just enough, but we have excess. Have you ever said thank you to somebody today? If yes, then continue that. If not, then say thank you. The Mass is called the Eucharist, which means thanksgiving. Every time we come to Mass, then let us be reminded of the challenge to live the spirit of gratitude all the days of our lives. Let me close with a reminder from the words of G.K. Chesterton. When we were children, we were grateful to those who filled our stockings at Christmas time. Why are we not grateful to God for filling our stockings with legs? Thank you.